Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It is Monday, the 10th day of April. Today is National Farm Animals Day. Meh. I think that was
lovely.
Was that the sound of a farm animal?
Was lovely.
No, it was bad. It was really bad.
I knew you were going to do that.
And I had to do it to not let you down. National Cinnamon Crescent Day today. National Siblings Day today as well. Now, on Facebook, it's like every day somebody's posting, hey, it's Siblings Day. Post
right? I know. I see it like 8 times a year.
Today's the real day.
Okay.
So do that today and you'll be right. And National Encourage a Young Writer Day. So if you're a young writer, I would like to encourage you to write really goodly. Do it really well. And then, send it to me. Teach me how to read better. Hey, I got a guest today. I'm so excited about this.
Okay.
When I got this request, the sent info to let me know, I was like, I had to double check and say, you sure this is the John and Heidi Show, right? You know that. Frank Grillo is my guest for this Movie Star Monday. He's in like big movies. He's a superstar. And I'm going to have his son as well. He's done a film with his son. It's like his son's movie. I'm excited to chat with him coming up.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com. Who doesn't wish those strawberries in your fridge would last just a few days longer? Or that fresh fruit that's been in the bowl on the counter for almost a week? Wouldn't you like that to just, stick around a little bit longer? Researchers in Texas have developed a protein-based coating, designed to extend the shelf life of fruits and veggies. Okay. Rice University researchers, who was it again? Rice University researchers came up with an egg-based coating, which they say reduces spoilage in produce with the aim of addressing both food preservation and waste management challenges. They say their invention could help improve access to fresh produce in, quote, food deserts, which are areas with poor access to healthy and affordable foods. They say their invention is biodegradable and could be beneficial to the environment as well. Could be. A lot of coulds in that sentence. I don't know if you heard all of that.
No thanks.
Yeah. Or, I don't know.
Keep your
put them in the fridge.
Cancer powder off.
I actually heard a thing where if you put all your fruits like in jars, like you do canning kind of stuff, put them in those jars, they actually last longer. I would try that before dosing them in this stuff. Just saying. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by bettercreditcards.com.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by GenesisGoldIRA.com. Heidi, did you know new research suggests that if you're feeling alone or dissatisfied, attending a live sporting event could help you improve your level of well-being and reduce the feeling of loneliness?
Really?
Yeah. Researchers from Britain's Angela Ruskin University's School of Psychological and Sports Science, wow, that's a big name. I bet their sign wraps around the block. Anyway, they analyzed data from 7,200 adults, and they found those who had seen any type of sports event live within the last year were more likely to say they were satisfied and had a greater sense of life being worthwhile. End quote.
Really? I think that's just because sporting events sales are down and they're trying to get people to come back.
Researchers observe the same impact with loneliness. They say that the benefit received from attending a sporting event in person is comparable to that of being employed, and physical participation in sports also improves well-being and reduces loneliness. So there's a lot of things you can do. I'm not into sports. I could probably come up with a dozen other things you could do instead of sports, but I didn't do the study. We don't know everything, but now we know this. Now, big screen, a little screen, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Curb Your Enthusiasm is continuing. It's looking like the 12th season could be its last, though. In a tweet that's been deleted now, producer John Heyman suggested the fun could soon come to an end. The Larry David comedy says maybe you love the show, maybe you hate the show, maybe you don't.
I love the show.
Maybe you don't care. In any event, shooting the last scene of the last episode from the final season. No comment so far from HBO. So the tweet was deleted. Yeah, it's funny.
It is absolutely painful to watch.
So inappropriate, but you're like, what are you doing?
Yeah, oh gosh, it's fantastic.
And Yellowstone star Kevin Costner, I actually just refer to him as Kevin. We're pals. Kevin. Kev reportedly caught COVID last year, which led to production delays with the Paramount hit series. The first half of the show's 5th season ended in January, but more delays this year mean the second half might end up airing when a potential 6th season should have. So if you're wondering what the delay is, that's what's going on there. All right. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Heidi, there's a dating app for people who are shy or have social anxiety. That's a good idea. So if that's something you struggle with and you're going, I want to only meet other people who struggle with this as well, so we can, do that together.
So it can be super awkward together.
Yeah. You know what? I know some people who were socially awkward that met each other and they were awesome together for 8 years. And then they were no longer together. But the 8 years is the part I want to focus on.
But it was a good run.
But it was a good 8 years. And weird story. Naked man in Louisiana was arrested and charged with a slew of crimes after leading police on a wild goose chase. Naked. So there was no actual goose involved. That's just a phrase.
Okay. So. Thank you.
And here's a story of a criminal from Gainesville, Florida, where the police answered the report of a suspicious person. They probably get a lot of that.
Probably.
Suspicious person calls. Probably
a lot of suspicious people.
Well, it was quickly determined that this particular suspicious person was under the influence of something. And when an officer inquired about what was in his pockets, he came up with the answer of the week. He told him, in my pockets? Oh, I've got me some hypodermic needles, for fishing.
What would you do with those fishing?
Don't know. He couldn't quite produce any evidence of just how you use a hypodermic needle to go fishing.
Oh, my goodness.
And they did a quick search, and they found, in addition to these hypodermic needles, he also had, a whole pile of fentanyl as well. So apparently he was going to drug the fish. That's what he was planning. It's not a good... That's not how you fish. I don't know if you've ever gone fishing before, pal, but no needles are needed. All right, scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Excited to visit with not one, but two amazing people right now, Frank Grillo and his son, Remy Grillo. And they get to work together on this latest project, Resurrection of Charles Manson. We're going to start with Frank. What was it like working with your son? This has got to be kind of cool.
It was surreal at times. And then it was, it was collaborative. It was me kind of, letting him do his thing and watching him and at times when I could help him without imposing my will on him, I did that. And, the first cut of this was not good. And we gave him a lot of notes and he did what any really good director would do is he took the notes and now he's got a cool little movie, that's creepy and very watchable.
I love that. And Remy, what was it like? You got to be the director. You got to tell your dad what to do. I think everybody wants to do that.
Not quite. But no, we had a great time. You know, the first day he was on set, it was a very overwhelming moment. You know, I mean, he came on probably about 2 weeks into shooting, and you know, you get on your groove, you get on your routine, and then he stepped on, and there was a second of that's my dad, and also that's, you know, getting to watch him do his thing was great, and we had a couple hiccups, and him and I got to collaborate and solve the problems, and that lasted really throughout the whole edit of the movie, too.
I love that. The chemistry of a father and a son working together has to be different than, you know, when you're coming onto a set with a complete stranger. So I think that's really cool that you guys had a chance to work together like this. And Frank, you are known for some of the biggest movies that come out of Hollywood. You've got all of these amazing movies that are on your resume here. So, like, when you're out and you see people, what's the thing that people mention to you the most? Is it The Purge? Is it something else?
You know, at this point, I've done so many different things, whether it's Fight World or Purge or Billions or you know, the Marvel stuff. It's always something different, and it's at this point, because I'm old and I've been around a long time. You know, it's every day, all day, and it's kind of fun, and everybody's always really nice. But it's mostly, I gotta say, it's mostly Marvel. It's mostly that Captain America stuff, and because it's the younger people who come up, and you get to realize how powerful that world is.
Absolutely. This new project, Resurrection of Charles Manson. Frank, what role do you play in this?
I play the cult leader, you know, the Manson-esque character. You know, I wasn't going to be in them. It's a small movie, and when Remy said he was directing it instead of being on the producing team, I, you know, raised an eyebrow, and as any father would, I wanted to be there for him and with him. So I said, why don't you let me play the role? It'll help you get the movie out there. And we did. And it was a lot smoother than I had anticipated, because, you know, I'm his father. And I've also been in the business a long time, and I'm like, wait a minute, my kid doesn't know how to direct a movie. and you know, he went to school for it, and then I'm on set, and you know, there he is, and he's directing a movie. And it was all kind of surreal for me, and here we are.
I love that. Remy, that's a proud papa talking right there. I think that's really cool.
It was really cool. And, you know, it was great that he came in so late that I got to, you know, really get my bearings and figure it out. And, you know, there was always hiccups and there's always conflict, but we figured it out. And then when he got there, it was like I felt my confidence, and it ended up being a tiresome but successful shoot.
And Remy, where can we see this movie? When is it out, and where can we see it?
It's streaming currently on Amazon, Apple, and anywhere where you can buy or rent movies. And it's supposedly going to do a small theater run, and then I believe they will do a DVD release in the next couple of months.
And what's next for you, Remy? Do you have another project all lined up and ready to roll?
I'm currently, you know, looking around, meeting with different people. I think it's going to stick in the horror genre for now, just because you know, you can make it at a small budget, and it's usually contained. And I had a great time doing it, and I had a lot of fun, and people seem to enjoy my take and my style with it. So, yeah, that's my plan.
You think maybe you'll work with this Frank fella again sometime?
I think so.
Well, you better get out more money.
Well, Frank, Remy, thank you guys so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Again, Resurrection of Charles Manson is the name of the film. I've got a link to the trailer and all of the details in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
What a year. With prices on everything going up, it's more important than ever to have a better credit card. Some people use a credit card that's not a very good one. At bettercreditcards.com, we offer a variety of credit card options to fit your needs. Whether you want a card to give you cash back or points and perks, or a credit card to help you build your credit, we probably have it at bettercreditcards.com. Give yourself a little credit. Bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Dr. Seuss coined the word nerd. That's his word, nerd.
I did not know
that. It's a Seussical word that came from his 1950 book, If I Ran the Zoo. Yeah, before that, the word nerd had never been heard.
Huh.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
A cockroach can change directions up to 25 times in a second. Wow.
Okay.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
In 1980, the Yellow Pages accidentally listed a Texas funeral home under frozen foods. Oh, my goodness.
That's hilarious.
Yikes. Yeah, unless you're the one that owns that funeral home. And our final fun fact for you,
What's
Heidi.
that, John?
People lose over a pound of weight during sleep through exhaling. Well, I just need to sleep more often. And I need to exhale.
I'm all good with that.
And I need to exhale a lot, like 100 pounds. Yeah. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Did you know you can allocate a percentage of your IRA to physical gold and silver with a tax-free rollover? You can put your IRA back on the gold standard. Genesis Gold IRA is the only IRA that can hold physical precious metals. Call now for your free gold and silver report and learn how to qualify for up to $10,000 in free silver. GenesisGoldIRA.com would like to help protect your IRA today with a simple phone call. Learn more and get the phone number at GenesisGoldIRA.com. That's GenesisGoldIRA.com.
Time now for the Mint Mobile question of the day. Yay! Brought to you by Mintervention.com. Question today, Heidi. More than 2/3 of corporate executives admit that they are dishonest about this. What is it? 2/3 of corporate executives are dishonest about this. I don't know why you'd lie about this.
I have no idea. Their salary?
Their golf score.
Oh.
Who cares? Like, what'd you shoot over there? Did you shoot a... was it 97? That's probably not a good score, is it? 18 holes. Would you shoot a 37? No, I really did shoot a 97. Leave me alone. All right. Mint Mobile question of the day comes your way, courtesy of Mintervention.com.
How much do you pay for your cell phone every month? If it's more than $15, it's time for a Mintervention. Mint Mobile makes it affordable and easy to switch. Get a new phone or bring in your current phone. iPhones and Samsung phones both work well with Mint Mobile. At Mintervention.com, you can see the current special offers from Mint Mobile, offering premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's far less than most people are paying, just $15 a month. Learn more now at Mintervention.com. That's Mintervention.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A driver from New York State who was caught going nearly double the speed limit in Ontario told police that he didn't realize speed signs were posted in miles per hour. Ontario Provincial Police say the driver was pulled over in Niagara Falls, about a 10-minute drive from the border crossing. The speed limit in the area is 80 kilometers per hour, and the 52-year-old driver was caught going 142 kilometers per hour. But police are not buying his "I didn't know that Canada is metric" excuse, because if you convert 142 kilometers per hour, he was still going 90 miles an hour. It's like, oh, yeah, I was trying to do the math in my head and carry the 12. How fast was I going again?
Man.
So, yeah, that didn't work really well. He tried, though. I mean... he gave it the good old college try.
effort.
Yeah. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Reddit user recently said, what everyday item is designed poorly, but we just accept it? So there's a lot of them here. Those convenient zip closures they started putting on everything a few years ago. 80% of the time when you try to rip the thing open, you end up tearing the whole thing open, and then you can't seal anything. I know exactly what you're talking. I've had that. Another one, soap pumps. The tube always goes right in the middle where there's a divot, and there's all this other soap you can't get. So like, what's the point of that? Another one says, I own the classic Pyrex glass measuring cup. It has a spout, yet it spills all over the place, and then doesn't come out of the spout at all.
Okay.
You ever use one of those? I know exactly what they're talking about. It's not a good design. Craft dinner boxes with the push to open tab.
I was just going to say those.
Yeah. Don't do that. Just get out a knife and make your life easy. The plastic film over the top of the ready-to-eat meals. It always splits, and you can never get it pulled off.
You can't get it off.
Another 4 or 5 on the list here if you'd like to read them in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
InsuranceChicken.com wants to know, how much are you paying for your insurance? I know it seems like a hassle to switch to a different company, but if you can save a few bucks, it's worth crossing the road to InsuranceChicken.com. We have several of the top insurance companies trying to earn your business. They do that by offering great insurance that is cheap. Okay, enough of the silly chicken puns. It's time to get serious about saving you money on your insurance at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. Quote today is from John Fitzgerald Kennedy, who said, "Forgive your enemies, but never forget their names."
True story.
I like that. It's a good quote. Heidi should have that like printed on a t-shirt.
I'm going to get that tattoo.
Yeah. She's very much I'm a forgive and forget kind of guy. Heidi's a maybe forgive, never forget.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never forget.
Never forget. All right. Quote of the day comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. It's kind of an adorable story. Do you like adorable stories?
I do like adorable stories.
I love adorable stories, and this one comes your way courtesy of GenesisGoldIRA.com. Animal shelter finds a home for a dog and a goat because they're kind of a package deal.
Oh, that's adorable.
Yeah, the story of a once homeless odd couple now has a happy ending. Cinnamon, the goat, and Felix, the dog. They're pals. March 13th, Cinnamon and Felix were brought to the Wake County Animal Shelter in North Carolina after their owner became unable to care for them any longer. They have been living together for a long time, though. The shelter posted a photo of the duo on Facebook and asked the community to help find a loving home, but there's one stipulation. They have to go together.
They're a package.
Yeah. It says, we had a very unique situation. We need your help to find a rescue who can take this bonded pair and find them the perfect home. The shelter wrote on their social media, they are best buds and truly bonded. They even sleep together and have been kept together 24/7.
So cute.
Except for when they eat. All the rest of the time, they're pals. March 29th, they were able to announce Cinnamon and Felix now have their forever home.
Aww.
And they're going to be living on a local farm together. It says, we are so blessed to be able to foster Felix and Cinnamon. Jackie Banks is who got them, the new proud owner of the dynamic duo. They're forever foster. We are excited to keep them together and also integrate them with our other goats and our other dogs after appropriate testing and quarantine. So that's a good idea because I think if they just threw them all together.
Other goats.
Yeah, so this is not new for them. Chris and Marissa Hughes of the Mr. Mo Project, a nonprofit that saves senior dogs nationwide, has agreed to pay for Cinnamon and Felix health care for the rest of their lives, which is kind of cool.
Wow.
So that's neat.
It's a nice perk.
That is, and that's a neat thing that there's somebody out there doing that. I love that. All right, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday.